Okay. So I want to thank everybody for your patience once again. I want to welcome everybody to this first day to this ongoing lecture that we'll be having. So what we're going to do is ask these questions. We're going to ask, where did we come from? Why are we here? And where are we going? So I asked these questions to people, and this is what I found. They always talk about evolution. Some people, when I ask them, where did we come from? They say, a God. So not the God, but a kind of God, type of God. Some people say the God of the Bible, okay? And some people just don't care. They don't know, and that's fine. So I really wanted to know, where are we going? Where did we come from? So I Googled it. And to my surprise, there's billions, not millions, billions of websites that pop up. Let's just look at some of these searches. Evolution. Where do we come from? People say evolution. So this is a map of where we came from. To the left, tunicates. And then it goes on forward. This is millions of years. So this is science. Science believes that within millions of years, we come to the jawless fish. And then another million years, possibly, we come to that fish there. And then to the bony fish. And then a million years later, we come to frogs and lizards and stuff like that. So I want you to think about this. You have these fish swimming for millions and millions of years. And then one day, this fish decides that he can jump, right? So they're just jumping and jumping, millions of years. So here we have this fish, he's trying to get onto land. He's having fun for millions of years. Uh-oh, what is that? So that bird evolved. So I want you to remember that a million years is a million years somewhere. Isn't that correct? A birthday starts somewhere. So that hawk was born millions, billions of years and ended up as the hawk. So that fish was trying to evolve. So he just took out that fish while he's trying to evolve. Is that? Cannibalism, that's correct. So here we have this million-year-old bird that evolved. You have, whoa, what happened there? So the fish is eating the bird. The bird is eating the fish. This is very strange to me. I have a lot of questions. So the fish that's only a million years old eats a bird that is possibly 5 million years old. Let's just say. So this guy tries to get on land so he can grow legs, but then he's eaten by a 20 million year old bear that evolved. I have a lot of questions here. Remember I said there's a million years somewhere. So we have a million years there. This thing evolved into whatever and became a rat. So let's just move this million years somewhere. And a million years should land somewhere in 2024. Isn't that correct? So that means that today I should be looking out those windows and see something evolving. Isn't that correct? So I believe we've only been here for 6,000 years. So we should have, we are very good at writing things down. I should look at a stone wall that has hieroglyphs, right? Of something evolving there. And they're writing down and they say, this rat is starting to evolve into this bird. There's nothing. There's so many videos on YouTube that we should be bombarded by tons of videos showing things evolving. I don't know where we're going with this. This is the endangered species list. I didn't know tigers were in the list. We have rhinoceroses, giant pandas, blue whales. We have penguins. Some penguins are being extinct. Sea turtles, elephants, wolves, whooping crane, humpback whales. Why aren't these animals evolving? Why? They need millions of years to evolve. Let's look at this great panda. A panda's average lifespan in the wild is 14 to 20 years, but they can live up to 30 years in captivity. Now think about this. If I get a panda and I can make his environment so perfect, I can give him the cleanest air, the cleanest oxygen. The water is just distilled water. Organic food. We massage him. We sing to him. He will still only live 30 years. You would think that in a perfect environment that he could live maybe up to 1,000,000 years. We don't know. That's not the case. Well, let's look at the human body. Now, I brought this one up because you women have been lying to me all my life. Women blink more than men. Women have been found to blink 19 times a minute compared to 11 times a minute for men. So when my wife is asking me to do the dishes, she's not flirting with me. Can you do the dishes? She's just blinking a lot. It's in her DNA. That's amazing. It's amazing to me. Here's another good fact. Your liver can regenerate itself. The liver is the only organ in the human body that can regenerate itself. Now, if we've evolved for these millions and billions of years, do you think that our body would have known to regenerate even just the heart or other organs? Why is it just the liver? Why? So here, this was funny to me. That's me and my brother. I actually got a twin brother. Twins smell the same. Isn't that weird? We smell pretty good. It's all right. Swiss researchers discovered that twins smell 10 times more similar compared to non-related pairs. This was expected as our body odor is thought to be rooted in genetics. That's pretty cool. So I thought he was wearing my clothes, but we smell the same, so. Here's another amazing fact, temperature-controlled system. When you're cold, the muscles around our hair follicles contract, causing hairs to stick out more, which insulates the body by preventing heat from leaving it when we're hot. Sweat glands release a combination of water plus a little salt and fat in a mixture known as sweat to cool down the body. There has to be a creator. How did the body know to grow all these hairs within the body so we can cool the body down? What if we evolved and didn't have the hairs and we are so hot and then we just shrivel up as beef jerky? Who told the next body to grow those hairs? It doesn't make sense. Laid end to end, an adult's blood vessels could circle the Earth's equator 4 times. You lay it down and it can 4 times around the Earth's equator? That's unbelievable. What if we only went 1 time around the equator? We would die. We would have to have that much blood vessels for us to live. The human heart beats more than 3 billion times in an average lifespan. Does it ever rest? I kind of get weak just thinking about it. But just that small second of rest is enough rest for the body to rejuvenate. Unbelievable. Information zooms along nerves at about 400 miles per hour. Unbelievable. Just this, and I'm little, so it's from here to down there, 400. Boom, boom. I don't know about you, but there has to be a creator. So here I am. I don't know about a creator. I don't know. I'm looking for truth. But there has to be a creator, right? And I look at all these facts and science. So then I say, it's logical. Who created us? So what do? I Google it. And there's billions of websites. They know the answer. Who created us? Now, I was going through the list, and let's just look at a few. So here we have the atheists, the Buddhists, Hinduism, Luciferianism, Satanists, and Christianity. So let's see what they say about a God and who created us. Let's look at atheists. A person who disbelieves or lacks belief in the existence of God or gods. So do they believe in God? No, they don't. Well, I went to this website here and I talked to Atheists Direct because I want to know what they believe. So here's a question. How do atheists believe the universe came about since they don't believe in God? This man says, ultimately, we don't know right now. And that's fine. When you come into life, you don't know how we got here. That's fine. Let's go further here. Now you're going to be surprised at what Satanists believe. So this was an article, and the man is interviewing this person that wrote this book, The Little Book of Satanism. And he says, your book debunks a lot of common myths about Satanism. But perhaps the most important one to understand is that modern Satanists don't actually worship the devil. So you would think that a Satanist would worship the devil. They don't. They don't believe in the devil. If that's so, what do Satanists believe then? Let's see what she says. There are many different kinds of Satanists, but most don't actually believe in Satan and don't worship him as either God or a force of evil. For the most part, Satanists are non-theists and view Satanism as a personal liberation from traditional theistic beliefs. So, they don't believe in God and they don't believe in Satan. So I wanted to talk to them direct. So here's the question. What do Satanists believe about creation then? If you don't have a creator and you don't believe in Satan, what do you believe? Well, follow the science. Take facts for what they are and never bend them to fit one's narrative. So, they don't believe in God, just like atheists, and they say follow science, just like atheists. There's also no shame, this man's saying, that I don't know. And that's fine. Once again, they sound like atheists, right? All right, this is starting to get interesting. So Buddhism, remember we're asking the question, is there a God? And how did we get here? So here's an article from the BBC. The realm of the universe. So this is what Buddhists believe. Buddhism has no creator God to explain the origin of the universe. Okay, so they don't believe in God. In fact, they believe that you are God. So Buddhists believe that the human life is a cycle of suffering and rebirth. but that if one achieves a state of enlightenment, nirvana, it is possible to escape this cycle forever. So what do they believe in? That there is no God. And how did we get here? Reincarnation. So you die, you become something else, and then you die from that, and then you become something else, and it's a cycle, which is very scary to me. I found this picture, and I'm terrified of this picture. They're saying that we become man, and then we get old or whatever, then we die, and we can become a horse, we could become a cow, and then we can be human again, maybe, in another life, and it's just a cycle. That is very terrifying. So they believe in no God, and that we're just reborn constantly. Hinduism. Let's see what they believe with God and creation. Hindus worship many gods and goddesses, in addition to Brahman, who is believed to be the supreme God force present in all things. So, wow, they not only do they believe in one God, they believe in many gods and a woman goddess. Now, since they believe in a God, let's see what they say how creation started. And you know what? This sounds excellent. A lotus flower grew from Lord Vishnu navel, with Brahma sitting on it. Brahma separated the flower into 3 parts: the heavens, the earth, and the sky. Out of loneliness, Brahma split himself into 2 to create male and female. From this male and female, all beings were created. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Many Hindus understand religious teachings about the universe in the following ways. So, Brahma is a creator god who works with Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva to maintain an unending cycle of the universe. What does that sound like? Ending cycle of... Well, let's go forward. All 3 are aspects of Brahman. Time is not a straight line. Instead, there is an eternal cycle with universes being created, existing and dying, and followed by recreation, existing and death, and more again and again. And then it says on the bottom, this is mirrored in the belief of what? Reincarnation. That's Hinduism. Hinduism believes what Buddhists believe. Now let me ask you, you don't have to answer this. Where else do you see this teaching? And do you watch Hollywood movies? Let's look at this. Marvel Studios. Would you believe it that they teach reincarnation? On the left, this is a movie. And it's showing that there's another world, different universes. It's called the multiverse. And what it's doing is teaching you reincarnation. And what did they say? That universes are splitting and being recreated. This is in the movie, and this is exactly what they're showing. Reincarnation. This guy, these are different versions of himself. He got reincarnated into these different bodies. So they're teaching reincarnation in the Hollywood movies. This is the same thing with Spider-Man. These are different Spider-Mans within the multiverse and all these different universes. All it is Hinduism and Buddhism together. Is the movie industry trying to teach you something? Now remember all those beautiful, the lotus flower, it's beautiful. So these accounts and others were written many centuries ago in or around what we know as India. They were not necessarily intended to be taken literally or scientific. So even when you read those things, they don't want you to take it literally. Oh man, are we looking for truth? Now let's look at Luciferianism. This woman is the lead spokesperson for Luciferianism. Her name is Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, also known as Madame Blavatsky. Let's look at her books real quick. So she believes that Lucifer represents life, thought, progress, civilization, and she says that he's a serpent, the savior. So Luciferianism, they believe in a God. And it's not this demon, this red guy with horns. It's a beautiful angel. She says it is Satan who is God of our planet and the only God. So she believes in a God. So how did we get here? Remember that this is Luciferianism. So here it says a soul, in other words, and that this soul takes on different bodies from life to life. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Life to life on earth in order at last to arrive at such perfect knowledge through repeated experiences, life to life. The spirit was immortal and would repeatedly incarnate into a new mortal soul and body on earth. So what does she believe? She believes incarnation. This is unbelievable. Luciferianism believes in Hinduism and Buddhism. They're all coming together. Then in 1880, she publicly comes out and declares themselves as Buddhists. So can you say that Buddhists are Luciferians? Or Hindus are Luciferians? Wow. So we come to this fork in the road. So here we have atheists and Satanists. They believe there's no God and they believe in science. We have here people that believe that there is a God or you are God, and they believe in reincarnation, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Luciferianism. So let's see what Christianity teaches. Is there God? And how did we get here? So they do believe in God, and we're going to go straight to the Bible to see what they believe. So what's the name of this God of the Christians? And it says here, the name of the God is I Am. He's the Father. It says in Matthew 28:19, baptize him in the name of the Father. Children of thy Father, our Father in heaven, my Father hath taught me, God, Father of Son. King eternal, Alpha and Omega, that means the beginning and the end. He's the Almighty, the Eternal, the All-Powerful. He is love. His name is just. His name is peace. Man, this God is amazing. So what does this God look like? And it says in their Bible, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. Those garments was white as snow, and the hair of his head was like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. This is an amazing God. How did the creator of this Bible create humans then? It says in their Bible, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formed without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, let there be light. So here we have this creation process. So it says, in the beginning, God started. The first day there was light. In the second day, sky was created. The third day, dry land, sea, plants, trees. So this Bible is actually giving us details of what happened. The fourth day, sun, moon, and stars were created. And this is when we come. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. So the Bible is giving us detailed information of where we came from. Not like the other religions. So Christianity believes in God the Father, and God is the creator of humans and all of us. Now, let me ask you, how did these religions receive their truth? How did they receive their truth? They had to learn it from somewhere, right? So atheists, they have to believe in the origin of species or where we came from a book. Who wrote that book? Darwin. So these three baskets, that's what they call this. Where did Buddhists learn their teachings? From scrolls that were written by who? Man, right? Satanists, they have their own satanic Bible and they have to believe their truth from somewhere, which is within that book. Who wrote that book? Anton LaVey, who was a man. So man wrote that book. Hindus believe in the Vedas. There's actually 4 Vedas. Who wrote those 4 Vedas? Man. Now don't stone me, because guess what? Christians believe in a Bible that was written by who? Man. We're in a dilemma now. Because everything here, all truth, is written by somebody. It was written by man, and there's only one test to see who we can believe in, and that's prophecy. Prophecy can only distinguish who is telling the truth. And what is prophecy? Prophecy is predicting the future. I want to tell you, I read Buddhism books. And, well, you read them, yes, there's some good information in there, but it's only a good information. It's like a pep talk. It's a good pep talk book. I can read certain books about health, and it's only a health book. I can look at the Bible, and it's all these history. It's talking about history, and if it was just about history, then it's just a good history book. So if I can look into each book and see if it can tell the future, then we can believe in that book. But it's hard to tell the future. Look at this Harvard Business Review. What researchers tell us about making accurate predictions? Predictions is very difficult. The old chestnut goes especially about the future. And for years, social science agrees. So science agrees. You can't tell the future. It's hard. So here's a study that they did. Tetlock, he's a researcher, and he wants to know how easy it is to tell the future. So he goes to a group, and he asks these people, right, whether the Soviet Union would disintegrate by 1993. Okay, so he asked that question. Give us the future events, he says. Overall, the experts, right? These guys are men of renown. They're smart. They struggled to perform better than dart-throwing chimps. Isn't that funny? Get you some chimps and have some chimps throw it at a dartboard. They did that good. So it's hard to predict the future. So let me ask you, what separates these books from the Bible? Let's just look at I'm almost done. Let's just look at a few, because the next time we meet up, we're going to go into depth about prophecy and to actually see if we can trust the Bible. So the Bible actually predicted that there would be 4 world empires, And those empires were named Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. It also predicted by name that Cyrus would be the warrior to capture Babylon. And it happened. And after Babylon's destruction, it predicted that it would never be inhabited again. I'm starting to believe that this book was written with the help of God himself. It also predicted that no one could buy or sell unless he had the mark. We are living in that day today. Who would have known? Back in those days, they just had gold coins. So how would they predict that a worldwide ban on money unless you had that mark? It's amazing. This book has different writers. The 66 books of this Bible were written on 3 continents, in 3 different languages, by about 40 different people. 40 different people? Those 40 people were kings, shepherds, scientists, attorneys, generals, fishermen. Yeah, fishermen wrote the Bible. Priests, and even a physician. It was written over a period of about 1,500 years and it talks about the most controversial subjects by people who in most cases never met. And how could they meet when it's written in 3 different continents? Awesome. And it's by authors whose education and backgrounds varied greatly. So we ask this question, where did we come from? Why are we here? Where are we going? We believe in a God. And this God is being revealed to us by this Bible. So I encourage you let's meet up next time. And we're going to go through the Bible. And I'm going to show you how you can trust the Bible. And we're going to see where we're living in today and where we're going. Let us pray.